Hello, amazing human. This is Melani Marx. I want to talk to you about some tips for navigating very rapid transformation, which is the state of where we are right now on planet Earth. I'm recording this in the middle of March, right before the equinoxes. And the energy is very big right now. And the truth of it is we are up-leveling and shifting and transforming on Earth very rapidly right now. We get a bit of a rest and then boom, we're into the next one. So this is a really helpful thing to have lots of tools and some understanding of what's going on. So the most important thing to remember is that energy shifts first. And it shifts permanently. So once the energy shifts, once you move into a higher frequency, it's a done deal. Those shifts that we're having. So you have an opening, you have a, oh my gosh, I feel so different. I have a new understanding. I have a new awareness of things. And then anything that is unaligned to this new coherent energy that you have shifted into within your being, this new frequency and alignment that's happened, everything else is going to come up. Anything that's unaligned, anything that is non-coherent to that. So this is really important. Pay attention. You shift first, and then what's not like that comes up. So we're in a spiral, right? We go around, it's like going on a circle, but every time we go around, we go up higher. So oftentimes we're pretty freaked out because, oh my gosh, I worked on that before. I'm not getting anywhere. How come this is coming up again? I was feeling really good about this, and now I'm just like coming up. So that's because that's the nature of transformation. We are working at it both in a higher level and deeper. So we're shifting. This is a process that we're going through, and everyone on the planet is going through it. No matter how many years you've worked with the stuff that we accumulate, and we are working through all of our lifetimes here on Earth. We're working through lifetimes that didn't even happen here on Earth. We are working at a very deep soul level so that we can bring all of our soul coherence into this physical body in this lifetime. This is a big thing. This is not a small thing. So you've been working on this a long time. So once again, anything that's not coherent is going to come up. So you've shifted. You've had an opening, you have a new understanding, a new awareness, you have some kind of a powerful energy session or an awakening, and then that's a done deal. You have this sense of opening, and then the chaos happens. Everything that's unaligned has to come up. Look out in the world, and you can see that that's exactly the same thing. We're all going through the same thing. So this is not easy. Old suppressed emotions can come roaring through. This incoherent information that's coming up is in the physical body. So we can have aches and pains. We can have old stuff that we thought was resolved come back. It's like a retracing or an unwinding, and it's not linear. It's just your soul and your body and your being has an innate wisdom. And so it's in charge of this, and it knows exactly what's needed to release in exactly what order. And things are connected in ways you can't even imagine. The physicality and the emotional that will go through it. So this includes physical, mental, and emotional bodies. This is all shifting and changing. And so old suppressed emotions, like I said, can come roaring through. Things we thought we were done, they're back. And then there's the stories, right? The stories that we tell, the unresolved things. So it's really important to take time every day to stay current with yourself. And remember that this happens every single time we have a shift. So if you've got a lot of stuff coming up right now, that's actually a good sign. It means, hallelujah, you've been doing your work and you are getting to new places. So please don't panic and think, oh my God, I'm going backwards, because you're not. This is a sign of transformation. This is a sign of a rapid growth. This is a sign that you are getting some real movement and things are unwinding. And sometimes it can feel just like transition in birth. So not all of you have had babies, but I can promise you there's a point in birth where it's called transition, and it's this point where you just say, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I can't do this anymore. And it's so overwhelming, and the pain, everything, it's like, I can't. And then boom, moments later, minutes later, the baby is born. And so it's the same way. So sometimes it gets very intense. And so you just have to hang in there. And this is happening, like I said, this is happening for all of us. So you want to keep dropping in to your body. You can, one of the things, if you feel anxious and you're up in your head, is to put your hands on your low belly. And breathe, opening up that rib cage and that low belly, bringing your attention to your physical body and your breath, really focusing your attention there, and keep bringing it back, and do that for a minute or two. That's not a long time. We think, oh my God, that's forever. It can feel that way, especially when our mind keeps calling us back. But breathing down into the belly and expanding the air, putting your hands on your belly and focusing on your body takes you out of your mind. That's a really important thing, because those stories, those looping stories, and those automatic negative thoughts just start rolling. So one of the other things you can do that's really great if your mind gets going is you can hum. So humming is a beautiful woman named Mahalia who does work called Brain Bliss. She talks about humming. And so the humming is a low frequency. You can put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And it's not a big forced, it's not loud, it's gentle. I'm not sure if you can hear this. I'm going to move it a little closer. So it's a low sound, and that low sound, you can feel it working right on that primitive part of your brain, right? It's that part of your brain that's only job is to keep you safe and throws you into fight or flight. It's the place where just those automatic negative thoughts, that circular thinking, is all hooked into there in your nervous system. So hum until it shifts, and then you'll feel things open and shift. You can hum all day long. You don't have to talk. Nobody thinks you're crazy. You can do it anywhere, and you can do it really quietly. But it literally changes the frequency, and it unwinds those patterns in the brain. The other thing to be really, really mindful of is you want to be exquisitely kind and gentle with yourself. This is big stuff. You're unwinding things from lifetimes. So be really gentle and kind to yourself, really gentle and kind. And allow what wants to move emotionally to move. It's the stories and the negative talk that we want to shift. That's where it takes some discipline to come in and do something, to breathe, to go do something else, to just change what you're doing, to stand up and move, to dance it out, to, anything you can do to get into the body will help you get out of the mind, to do artwork, to go for a walk. But if you go for a walk, go slowly and mindfully and look around you. Begin to notice where you are, because when we go into those stories and in our head, our focus gets very narrow, and we want to open up our focus. It's that soft gaze that we practice in meditation so that we're taking in what's here. I can see the beautiful pampas grass and the tide that's way out in the ocean out in front of me. I can see the patio furniture that's outside. I really see my hands and I notice the lines in them. So we want to bring our attention into the now moment, and that takes practice, and it takes a certain amount of discipline. There was a time in my life where my daughter left home. She was 16 or 17. She left home in a really ugly way. And it was like she died. And my mind just kept going to this story about what it was about. And that was a really powerful time for me because I knew that I had to keep reeling myself back. I wasn't going to go there. For me, the choice was if I kept going into that story, I would keep repeating that story and lay down tracks that would create more separation down the road. And I knew I just wanted to stay lovingly connected to my daughter, whether she was there or not. And that was really important to me. So that was a period of time over several weeks where I was just as like right on it, vigilant about my mind, and just kept bringing myself back and bringing myself back and bringing myself back. And so that's a really important thing. So pay attention. Those thoughts that your mind are telling you, those awful stories, they're lies. The mind only tells, that's that part of the brain that's telling you those negative thoughts to keep you safe, right? But that's not really useful. And so really pay attention to what your mind is telling you. Breathe, hum, get your bare feet on the ground, get your bare feet on the earth, go be in nature, spend time outside, get away from the screens, get away from the news, walk away. If people are having negative conversations, just leave. Really focus on taking really good care of yourself so that you're not amping up and really cooking into that kind of mass energy that's out there. Take naps, rest, give yourself downtime. Let yourself just sit on the patio and rest. Drink lots of water and stay very well hydrated. When the energy is heightened and when we're working through things and we've had energetic shifts, we need a lot of water. We're electrical beings and we need water so that energy can move and so that things can release and let go. Get yourself in a tub with a mixture of equal parts sea salt and baking soda. You can also use that as a scrub on your body in the shower. If you've got a place in the body that's really hurting, you can put it in a plastic bag and stick it there. This is a really good thing to do when the emotions and the energy is heightened, is do a salt and soda bath. You can even do it in a foot bath. The first time I ever did it, there was little black particles that came up. So it wasn't dirty feet. So that can happen. But do those things that will support you. Do whatever you need to do to pull yourself out of the mental state of confusion. You are now in a place that it's imperative that you're mindful of what you are choosing to believe. And you are not your mind. You are not your emotions. You are far vaster than that and far more magnificent than any of those things. You are a brilliant, amazing being that has come to earth to incarnate in this lifetime and bring all of you here, all of your soul's wisdom, all of the things that you have learned and done, and bring all of that here and to experience joy and experience ease and experience connectedness and unity and oneness with source, with the natural world. These are all the things that you're here for. And so as you're moving through things, remember you have set an intention about what you want, and whatever's coming up is releasing so that you can get to where you are intending to go and where your soul is calling you. And your soul sometimes has a different agenda than your personality does. But at this point, having been on this journey for a very long time now, I know with every fiber of my being that everything that happens to us is supporting us in moving to whatever it is that we are being called towards. All right. Take good, sweet care of yourself. Big love and hugs and blessings. Bye for now.